And here's a look at the notable players selected to the U.S. men's basketball team for the Olympic Games in Tokyo. The team is seeking a fourth consecutive gold medal and will be led by Spurs head coach Greg Popovich. One player you can see absent from this list is the King. Here's Jerry Colangelo on the potentially not seeing LeBron in the Olympics ever again.
You know, Father Time takes its toll. And you guys know that because if you're a human being, your body is built to go so long, depending on what your sport is. And then it's a downhill situation. And LeBron made choices these last couple of Olympics not to participate because he's got a lot of things going on in his life. And so he put in his time. He made a contribution that is appreciated, but I think his time is over.
A lot of things going on might be just a bit of an understatement. Freddie, is it smart to rule out LeBron just yet?
No, it's not smart at all because LeBron James has done so much for USA basketball. He's been a great, not just player, but a great ambassador and at times a coach and leader when it comes to USA basketball. So I could see LeBron James playing for Team USA again as a cap on his career. 4 years from now, I could see him doing that. He won't play as much, of course. He's not going to be out there playing 25, 30 minutes. But I could see him being a part of that team in that kind of advisory role, being a coach on the floor kind of role with younger players who still look up to him. So Jerry Colangelo is not wrong by saying Father Time is undefeated. There's no doubt about that. But LeBron James, he loves his life in the sunshine, and the sunshine's been very, very good to him. So no matter what, that he may be, not maybe, he's at the end of his career, but still has a lot of juice in those legs left. I don't think it's likely over for him being a part of Team USA basketball. I could see him doing one last hurrah before he goes off into the sunset and does whatever he wants to do once his basketball career is said and done.
No, it's pretty much over with, man. It's a wrap. He's done it already. Like, why do it again to cap what off? I mean, when you think about it, 4 years from now, I just don't see it happening. He's so much, Jerry Colangelo is 100% right. He got so much other stuff going on, it doesn't interest him enough to do it. I mean, like 4 years from now? I mean, at 40, I think he'll be close to 40 years old. Like, as great as LeBron is and how much we love LeBron and all of those sort of things, it's just not, like, why? What's the reasoning for doing it? To just say that, oh, I finished my career as an Olympian, but I've already got gold medals? What's the point?
Well, LeBron loves himself some LeBron. Key, you know this more than anybody else because
but we all love ourselves. There's no question about it.
Yeah, but it's different with LeBron James from the standpoint of he's always going to make sure his name is going to be out there. Look what he's been able to do during the playoffs.
But Freddie, if Team USA needed anybody right now, it would be LeBron. He would do it right now. They certainly need it right now. 4 years from now, will they need it?
It's not about a need standpoint. It's about a brand standpoint and a name standpoint and keeping your name out there when it comes to USA basketball.
But his name is going to be out there
and
anyway.
His name is going
to need to capitalize on that.
And he's going to continue to have his name out there to continue to capitalize on that because LeBron James is very good at branding LeBron James. That's everything inside and outside of basketball. Like I mentioned, when it comes to the playoffs this year.
Freddie, it ain't his decision.
I understand
it, but he's going to.
But Key's going to have a hand in that decision because of what he's been able to do in the past with USA basketball.
No, it's not. It won't be his decision 4 years from now. It's the committee's decision 4 years from now.
But if
we
LeBron
can clearly see that. We clearly see that now with Kevin Love.
Right, but
it's the committee's decision.
But LeBron has more stroke with that committee than Kevin Love. If LeBron says, hey, guys, I want to go out with a bang and play on the Olympics one last time, there's not going to be a soul in that committee that's going to turn him down because he's LeBron James.
You're 100% right. But I just don't think that LeBron James would do that and take a spot away from somebody that is more deserving. I don't see him doing that.
I don't think you rule out anything with LeBron James. I'm not saying he's narcissistic and an egoist. You got to have some kind of arrogance and have an ego when you're a great player and you're a once-in-a-lifetime player that LeBron James has been. And anything you can do to further that legacy, even though you don't need to do that there's certain people that are just wired differently. There's certain people that say, you know what, this would be the perfect way, and then I can go off and do whatever I want outside of basketball. LeBron is very cognizant of his name. He understands exactly what kind of stroke and what kind of electricity that's going to bring to the table.
He's already an international superstar.
But
that's not slowing down anytime soon.
And then you know how you make sure it doesn't slow down, Keys? Continue to have your name being put out there.
It's not going to slow down. Look, Michael Jordan, did that slow down? No.
Michael, and LeBron James is this generation's Michael Jordan, because look what Michael Jordan did The Last Dance.
It didn't slow down.
But Michael Jordan, The Last Dance, Michael Jordan is always going to make sure he's not going to be forgotten. That's why The Last Dance did such great numbers, because there are going to be plenty of people that did not know how great Michael Jordan was. They heard about it, they saw it on YouTube, but then they had a chance to actually see what the fuss was all about with Michael Jordan for a younger generation. LeBron James clearly understands to keep your name going to the younger generation, you always got to let them know exactly how great you were. That'll be another step to doing that. I'm not saying he's going to play basketball and be a dominant player, but I don't think it's really smart to say he's going to be ruled out, because LeBron James understands exactly the kind of stroke he's always going to have, being an international man when it comes to inside and outside of sports. And USA Basketball has helped to further that name.
But Freddie,
to me, it would be silly to not think about it.
I take my cue from Jerry Colangelo, somebody who's been dealing with the Olympics in USA Basketball forever. I take my cue from him. He said it's over. And if he's saying it's over, to me, it must be over. Because then you're asking LeBron to flex his muscles just to be self-serving, to play on an Olympic team for marketing purposes, to keep his name out there, when he has so much other stuff that will push his name out, from being involved in younger athletes' careers with an agency, to doing movies, to Maverick Carter doing things with him as a business partner, and Rich Paul being his agent. So much other stuff out there that can keep his name in the lights, rather than take a spot from a deserving player in the Olympics when I already got a handful of Olympic gold medals.
LeBron has changed his mind before. He can change his mind again.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.